Many of our citizens are being radicalized to see conservatives and the unwoke as the enemy.
Donald Trump is a loser.
Donald Trump is the greatest threat the world faces.
I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That he should be put under the jail.
As long as Donald Trump is in the White House, our nation is in danger.
There needs to be unrest in the streets.
Don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
President Trump is a serious threat to U.S. national security.
Have to stand up against it and fight them.
Allegedly told the Secret Service he had driven from California to Las Vegas on June 16th to kill Trump.
Joe Biden becomes U.S. president, but how dangerous does Donald Trump remain?
What's going on in the Trump movement is terroristic. It's Mad Max.
This is the insurrectionist president.
How dangerous Trump will remain.
President Trump is a con man.
This is a dangerous person and evil.
A man dressed to look like President Donald Trump gets stabbed to death on stage.
There's an extremist movement, the MAGA movement.
He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, a mutt, this fool, this bozo. It makes me so angry.
What else do you suggest?
Murder.
I will shoot Donald Trump Sr. and Barron Trump straight in the face.
If reelected, he will be a dictator.
And we cannot let that happen.
Should never again have the chance to stand behind a microphone.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trump is a threat to this nation.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday of getting back at you.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? It's been a while. And maybe it's time.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
The bandage was just over his ear. It should have been over his mouth.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Fuck the dude, the firefighter guy.
The firefighter who was killed, meantime, in the shooting was laid to rest today in Pennsylvania.
Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, you don't, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am, 100%.
You create a dynamic that has no better names than hate craft. The idea is that life is being made pretty bad, actually. The communist programs don't work, education's failing, food distribution starts to break down, there's not enough energy, whatever the issues is, it's crime, things are getting worse and worse and worse. And the reason that it's happening is because of the people who won't get along with the program. And so the enemies of the people are the reason why everything's getting worse and worse. So what the people who are not paying that much attention in the world are experiencing is that things are getting worse, they don't know why things are getting worse, and then everything in the media, from the politicians and the entire messaging apparatus of the communist propaganda machine is saying that it's the people who won't get their vaccines, it's the people who are racist, it's the people who are transphobes that are keeping us from having a good society. This creates an incredible social pressure where parents go against children, children go against parents, neighbors against neighbors, snitch culture, telling on your neighbor, oh, well, so-and-so's not going along with the program, he wouldn't go to bias training at work, tattling on people, turning them into the authorities, demanding people go, because people want to get their lives back. They want things to work again. They want more energy. They want good food. They want their society to work. And the messaging is so consistent and so effective. The propaganda is that the people classified as the problem, whether it's racists or transphobes or whatever, extending out into white people, normal people, people who will and won't do the public health. This is the source of the problem. So this is literally how you tear a society apart.
Just the attacks on our children, the war on our children here, and connecting it to what happens in a communist regime like Cambodia and what they did with children and how they destroyed families and how they indoctrinated children to the point where you had kids kill their own parents.
The family stability is a potent antidote to a cult.
Some of the craftiest strategies we've ever seen to destabilize the family are through the sexualization of children through sexually graphic books in the schools.
It's very disturbing that we are allowing what really amounts to pornography in schools in the name of some kind of gay representation in the whole sex education arena. This isn't something we would have accepted for straight kids, the kind of pornographic cartoons that are in there, the technical instruction on how to insert a butt plug or how to use software in order to find a sex partner. Even though the laws and even the software policies say don't do it, we have literature that's explaining how to do it, how to hide it from your parents. And then therefore you're going to have kids who are entering into an adult sex arena with perverts who want to exploit them. And so we have schools that are, through these books, helping kids undermine the parents, and then you have the indoctrination aspect. And that is convincing kids that this sort of sexual perversion is normal, that it's appropriate. Those books are abhorrent. They don't represent the gays, truly. They don't represent gay interests.
This reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both fucking terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
Hello, Navarro. Suck any good lately. What's wrong, Navarro? I think you like a big in your mouth. Ha ha ha. Page 23. The other boy, page 23. It's in your library. Here it is. What's the educational benefit of talking about What's the educational benefit of talking about that?
The goal appears to be the destabilization of this rising generation like none other before.
Whatever system gets installed, you will eventually need productive people. That's not this phase of the revolution. They need completely unproductive people. They need people who are being, as the phrasing goes, made woke. And the goal with that is actually to teach them to see problems everywhere, to complain always, to feel entitled, that their self-esteem is the most important possible thing to focus on. How does that make me feel? Am I happy today? Do I feel comfortable today?
It's turned very militant. It's very violent, how wound up people are, because they're filled with hate. It's not a matter of I'm trying to find myself, but now I have to angrily fight against anybody who says anything about this ideology because they're bigots, they're racists, they're homophobes, they're transphobes, this, that, and the other. And all of those ideas have been fed into them by outside forces.
What people need to understand is what's happening in America, in the school systems, when we are sitting back going, why is this happening? How are we here? We are here because the Marxist communist agenda has been at play for decades. They have given marching orders for their useful idiots, right? To get jobs as teachers, to become administrators, to get on school boards. We are so behind this. We are just now starting to understand. They've been at this for decades. We're just now putting our boots on and tying our shoelaces. They've already gone around the world a few times.
They are coming for your kids. They want your kids. They need your kids. Your kids are the revolution for them.